Hello everyone and welcome back to part 4. Last time around we left it at this user interface where we had created a nice user interface where we were showing a list of all the videos, 10 videos in fact at a time, and we are showing the channel image in a circular rounded image format, the title of the channel, the title of the video, and a nice arrow over here. So what we need to do now is we need to fix this image. Right now it does not have the rounded corners, it is not looking very nice. Secondly, we are not using any caching, which means every time this page is loaded or if we reopen the application, this image will be downloaded from the internet again, and depending on your internet connection it might take a while and then it will suddenly flash on the screen. So this is what we are going to fix. For this we are going to use another package. Let me go back to pub.dev and we are going to use a package called cached network image. If I can spell it right, cached network image, this is the one. So we are going to make use of this package and it has a lot of options. I will show you some of these in play. So let's go back to our pubspec.yaml and let's add this dependency and save this. So it is going to go and download this package for us. Okay, let's actually go ahead and run the project as well so that we can make changes to it live. That's the beauty of the hot reload, a true hot reload in Flutter. So the application is loading up. Let me close this, and in fact one of the things, let us do something so we can see there is not enough space in between. We can actually first go ahead and fix it. I just noticed it will look actually a bit nicer if we can maybe wrap this whole card, and I can wrap it with some padding. And for the padding I can say I need to give it only to the bottom, so I can say only bottom. At the bottom maybe I can give a padding of 6. Yeah, so now we have a little bit more space, and now you can see also the shadows have also started appearing nicely. So let's go back to our image. Where is our image? We have got our image over here. So this is in the aspect ratio of 9:5 or 16:9, whichever you want to use. We use this image. So let me copy paste this and I'm going to replace this. Let's remove this and I'm going to replace this with a cached network image. And it is complaining, so let's okay, it's saying that the image URI is compulsory, so we will need to specify the image URL. So image URL, and this is our image URL. So let us save this. Now the formatting, everything has gone for a toss, so let's actually go ahead and fix that. So first of all what I want to do is, if it is, let's use a placeholder, and for the placeholder what we want to do is, while the image is being loaded, I want to show us a progress indicator. So let's go ahead and define the placeholder, and this placeholder can simply be a center image, center with a child of a sized box. So sized box, let's actually put this so in the size box, and because I want to restrict the size of the progress indicator, so maybe the width is 32, the height is 32, and the child is a circular progress bar, circular progress indicator. So we can use a circular progress indicator, and we can give it some color, maybe, or let's leave it for now. Now let me actually stop this and let me remove this application. Let's delete this, and now I'm going to run this again. So this time around you can see there will be a progress indicator. While the image is being loaded, it will display that indicator, and once the image has loaded, it will slowly fade in. So you could see there was an indicator that was showing up, though it was showing up in the blue color. So we can actually go ahead and we can fix that. So I can specify the value color for that, and I can use the always stopped animation of type color, and I can provide it a color of K light color. So this is one. So now, right now, if we reload this, you will see it was doing something, and then the image popped in. Even if this was a very, very huge image, it will load it from the cache. Now we need to go ahead and we need to fix this user interface. For this, we are going to use, or in fact, what this allows us, it allows us to specify an image builder. So I can go ahead and I can use an image builder which take just two parameters, the build context and the image provider. And this is where we are going to go and we are going to use a container. And in the container, I'm going to use first of all my image. No, I'm going to use a decoration. So we can specify a box decoration. And for the box decoration, I am going to specify the border radius as border radius dot circular, and I'm going to use the border radius of 8. I can specify a box shadow. So for the box shadow, this is actually a list of box shadows that we can provide. So I can provide one shadow. So let's say box shadow, and for the box shadow, I'm going to give it a color of colors dot black with opacity. So with opacity of say 0.6, so 60% of the opacity I can give. So you can see over here right now, you can see now it has started looking much nicer. It is taking up the whole space and it has got these rounded borders. So this is the color for the shadow, and we need to also specify some other information. For example, the spread radius is 2. The blur, we are going to blur it by say 4 pixels, and the offset is going to be offset of 0,2. So it is going to be only showing at the bottom. So you can see over here right now it has a nice shadow around it. But what has happened is the image is not showing up now. And for the image, we can provide a decorating image, a decoration image, and this image is going to come from our image provider, which is being passed to us, image provider, and this image provider is being passed to us over here. And I can use the fit model to box fit dot cover. Yeah, so now this is looking much nicer. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to actually go ahead and we now need to add the search bar. So let's go back to our placeholder that we put in. Let me close this. I do not need this. I do not need this. So this is where I'm going to have a search bar. So in fact, let's do something to keep it simple. I am going to call this again something like underscore build search bar. So to keep all the consistent, so everything consistent, so not to clutter my user interface too much. So we have a widget. We can go ahead and we can add it at the end. So widget build search bar, and this is where we can return our search bar, which is at the moment just the text. So this is where our search bar is going to come in, and this search bar is actually going to be very simple. So what I am going to do, I'm going to pad this, or let's not do the padding first. Let's actually go ahead and build a container. So in this container, we are going to have a padding itself. So let's go ahead and add a padding of edge insets dot all, maybe 10 pixels. Okay, and we need to specify, let's give it a height. So height of 40. We can give it a width of infinity. So we want it to span the whole space, the whole horizontal space, infinity. And for the decoration, we are going to use a box decoration. And in the box decoration, we are going to give it a color of let's say dark color, and we can give it a border radius of border radius dot circular. How much should we give? Let's give it a circular radius of 8. So you can see right now at the top we have got this border coming in this container with the dark background color and rounded corners. So this is where I was saying, because we have got some extra padding over here, so I can actually go ahead and I can wrap this container itself in with additional padding, and for this I can give it a padding of additional padding of 4, so that it will look exactly in the same. Now if I want the same way as we did with these shadows, I can go ahead and I can give a shadow to this as well. So we can provide that shadow, but I'll leave that to you. If you want, just you can copy paste the code as we did over here and you can provide a shadow. Now what do we have inside of this container? So inside this container is where we are going to have something else. So we are going to have a text field. So let's add a text field. Let's save this. So you can see over here we have got a text field, and we need to now style this. So let's go ahead and we can go and we can style it. So first of all, we can use regular light text 16 size for our text. I can give it some decoration. So the decoration for this text field will be an input decoration. I can provide an input decoration, and in the input decoration what we want to do is we say filled is equal to true. So we take up all the space, that is 1. Hint text, we can provide a hint text, and we can give it a hint text of search videos. If we save this, so you can see it is coming up. We are going to fix that, don't worry. Hint text, we can give it some content padding and say edge insets dot from left top, and we can say give it 10 from each sides except the bottom, because on the bottom we have got this line which we are anyways going to remove, so we do not need that much. So we are going to remove this edge insets, hint text style. So hint style, we can give the hint style also as the same k regular light text 16. That's what we gave for the main text. I can provide a border, and in fact we do not want a border, so we can go ahead and we can remove the border altogether. So input border dot none. So you can see it is starting to look much better now. I can now go ahead and I can say fill color as colors dot transparent. Let me run this. So starting to look much better now. And what we want to do is we also want to add an icon to this. So search icon. So I can say prefix icon, and this prefix icon I can give it a padding, and for the padding we can edge insets dot, let's go and give it only to the right and left. So right side, on the right side let's give it 8, and on the left side we want to give it a little bit more, maybe, yep, let's keep it for 8 for now, and then we can change it as needed. So it's a padding, and the child is an icon, and this icon is, we are going to use icons dot search icon for this, with the color of light color. Let's save this. Yes, so this is how it is looking like right now. I can go and search for something over here. Of course it is not going to work. It is not going to go and search for anything. So at least we have got this search icon and a search text box. So if we remove everything, we have this the hint. For the placement for the hint, if you want to make it even lighter, we can do that. So we have this k regular light text 16 style. So we can actually copy with this, and we can set the color to say k light text color with opacity. Do we have opacity? Yes, I can change that opacity to 0.75. Now you can see for the hint, it is light color, but it is actually when we type, it is higher. So we can, let me go and make it even lesser. So here you can see now it is more it makes more difference now. So you can see, so you can actually go ahead and you can style it the way you want. Now the only thing which is happening right now is, fine, it looks very nice, but it is not actually going and it is searching for the actual text for this video. So this is what we need to fix this. To search for videos, we need to do this in our view model. So let me actually stop this. We need to go to our view model and we need to create a function for that. So just like we had these functions where we searched for this, get videos, let's actually go and create another void function, future void function, which is to be run asynchronously, and I can call it query for videos, and I can pass in a search query, and this is going to be an async function. And in this function, all we are going to do, we are just going to set the next token, the next page token, to empty, because we want to start searching again, and we are going to set the search term to search query that we received, search query dot trim, and then we can call the search videos function again. So if you remember, in the search videos, that is how I structured it. I structured it in such a way that this search videos, it takes care of the loading indicators and initializing everything, and then I segregated this, and this is the method that is being called internally, which actually makes the API call. Now when we implement the infinite scrolling, you will notice that there I'm not going to use the search videos function. There I will be using only the get videos function. The reason behind that, because when we are searching using this text box, we want to show that loading indicators and we want to clear out everything. But when we are scrolling, for the infinite scrolling, after 10, ideally we should be showing a progress indicator over here at the bottom, and then the next 10 videos should appear. So this is what we will be doing. So let's actually go ahead and save this. We do not need the YouTube model. Let's go back to our start page and let's see how we can do this. So we have our text. So what we can do is we can say on submitted. Whenever we submit, we type something and we submit, what do we want to do? So we want to, we get the value and we can search for something. So what do we want to search for? Now one simple way I can do is I can simply say my view model dot query for videos, and I can pass in this value straightforward. So this is something that will work for now, but you will notice there is another problem that we will get with this, because the moment we submit, at that time we do get whatever we have typed in over here. When I press enter, or I use the built-in keyboard and I press the search icon over there, it will take the full value what is typed and it can pass and it will share the results. But when I click on this, I will not have access to this. For that we will come and implement another way, and to keep it consistent we will also go ahead and we will change this one as well. So for the time being, let me actually go and run this and see this in action. The application is loading up. So let me actually go and search for Flutter. I am going to press enter over here. I'm not clicking on this icon. I'm going to press enter. So the moment I press enter, you notice again the loading indicator came, and now it is showing me all the results for Flutter. So I have 10 videos coming for Flutter. If I go and let's say search for myself, press enter, it will bring in some videos that I have posted. So this is working. But let me actually go back and say Flutter and click on this. When I click on this search icon, nothing happens. That is what we need to fix. So to fix this, what we need to do, we actually need to use something called a text editing controller. So let me go back to my widget, and here I'm going to go and I'm going to create a search. I'm going to call this as a search bar controller, and this is going to be a text editing controller. Very simple. I'm not doing anything funkier than this. That's all we need to do. And then once we are if I go back to my text field, all I need to do over here, I just need to say my controller is equal to my search bar controller. That is all I need to do. And now instead of passing this value over here, what I can do is I could have simply said my search bar controller dot text, and it will work as such. Now another thing, now what I can do is for this icon, the icon that we have over here, I can also make it into a icon button. So let me change that to an icon button for the time being. And it is complaining that it is missing a on pressed event. So here on the on pressed, I can do exactly the same thing that I did over here. So I can go and I can replace this. So key double why it is so I need to give it an icon. So this is actually visually it has gone for a toss. So let me actually remove this and do it in another way. So I'll keep it as my icon, and what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to wrap this into a gesture detector or a inkwell widget. So inkwell or gesture detector allows you to execute some piece of code. So on tap, so I can say on tap, same thing I can paste over here. So now let me show this to you. If I type Flutter and press enter, it goes ahead and it searches. Same thing. If I go and clear this and type in my name and I press this icon, click on this icon, it actually goes ahead and searches for the videos. So that's more or less for this page. The only thing which is pending over here on this page right now is the infinite scroll. So what is pending is the infinite scroll. What we also need to do is, I do not know if you notice, let me show that to you. If I click again on this, it actually goes and fetches the data from internet again. If I click on this again, if I search for it again, it keeps on going and fetching the data again and again. That is why, because if we look at our service, the YouTube service, we are not caching this response. Ideally, what we should be doing is something like say for 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, depending on what your requirement is, because the videos are not going to change that often. So perhaps for 2 hours maybe or 4 hours, we should cache these results, which means the moment if I go and search this again, if I'm searching for the same term within 2 hours, it should not go to the internet. Instead, it should serve the results from the cache, just like it is doing for the images. But after 2 hours, irrespective, if I search for the same term again, it should go and make another API call to the internet, and then it should cache the results for another 2 hours. So that is also something that we will do. And then what we will also do in the next part is, apart from these two, right now if we click anywhere on this, so I'm clicking on this or clicking off this, nothing is happening. It should actually take us to a second page, the video detail page, wherein we should display details about this video, which will require us to create, of course, a new view model, making another API call to get the video details from the API, display it, play the video, download the video, share the information, download a list of related videos, etc. Let me show that to you in the other application. So something like this. Let this load up. So for example, if I click on this, it takes you to another page. Okay, I think it is using a different API key, or maybe there was an error. So here you can see we have the detail, the number of views, when it was posted, the channel details, how many subscribers are there, details about the video, some comments about this video, who posted it, when posted, you can download the video, and so on. So this is the URL, the UI that we will be building in the next upcoming videos. So that's it for now. Thank you everyone. And by the way, I'll be posting the source code up till this stage on my GitHub page, and I will link to that in the video description below. Thank you everyone.